You are watching Mid-American Conference Football on ESPN, where we welcome you to beautiful Dick Stadium on the campus of Kent State University, where the Golden Flash is trying to do something they have not been able to do in 714 days, and that is secure a victory. I'm Anthony Lima, joined alongside my good buddy and three-time Super Bowl champ, Gerard Cherry. Look at this weather. It is a perfect time for one team to get off the schneid.
That's right. It's a chance to reset. It's a chance to, with the new season, do what? Win a football game. Obviously, for Merrimack, they went 5-6, and for Kent State, they were winless last year. So certainly a great opportunity to get a game in today and win.
Now, if the Warriors are going to go on the road and get a victory, they get it started with their signal caller, Aiden Pereira.
That's right. Aiden brings a nice dimension to the football game in that he's a dual-threat quarterback. He can beat you on the ground by running, but he can also effectively pass the football.
Now, how about for Kent State? C.J. Montez trying to replicate 2023 when he was at Fordham. All he did was throw a bunch of touchdowns and just one interception.
That's right, and that's what you appreciate about CJ is that he brings ball security to the game, and that's certainly something that Kent State wants to build upon when you think about what took place last year and that they turned the football over a lot. They appreciate the fact that CJ is effective passing the football and he doesn't turn the ball over.
Well, awesome to see the crowd assembled today. You sometimes wonder when a program is in flux, what kind of support they're going to have from the community. But Gerard, they've been tailgating here since I was told 5:30 a.m.
That's right, and there's certainly an energy in the building as Kent State takes the football field for the kickoff, and they are excited to get the woes of 2024 out the way and begin anew with the 2025 season, Anthony.
What a beautiful day over the last week in Northeast Ohio. Kind of felt like fall was knocking at the door, and this is exactly the type of weather for game one of these teams. I saw high school football last week where guys were cramping up like crazy, but you saw the temperatures around 63 degrees, a beautiful way to launch into the 2025 football season.
Yeah, this is my idea of football weather.
There he is, head coach. Interim is how we have to qualify it for today. Mark Carney, a Northeast Ohio dude from St. Ed's, has been with the program, though, over the last few years. First time he's run out of the tunnel, he thought, in 25 years. And opening kickoff, retrieved. And at the 10 is brought down immediately. What a way for the special teams group to show up on the opening play.
It's all about all three phases complementing each other, and that's exactly how you want to start your defensive effort, with a great coverage on the part of the kickoff cover team for Kent State.
All right, so we get a chance to take a look at that Warrior offense here, pinned way back at their own 12-yard line. And Aiden Pereira, we talked, you're going to see him run the football a lot in this offense. And he has absolutely no daylight on first down. Kent State, they said they wanted to swarm, and that's exactly how they start today's football game.
And Mason Maddox shows you what's so important about playing defensive line, as well as Thomas Aiden, and staying home, not getting too far off the football field, and putting yourself in a position where you can make that play at the line of scrimmage, because that appeared to be a design quarterback keeper / run.
5 men in the backfield. That penalty is declined. Second down.
No shocker to have an early miscue to start today's game. They don't get preseason like they do in the NFL.
Right out the gate.
So he'll work out of the gun a lot. You will see RPO action as they send a man in motion, and that whistle will stop this play before it has a chance.
Ball start. Offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Bo Lanzadell, the senior right tackle, draws the flag, so that's a couple of plays.
Right, you bring up an excellent point, Anthony, in that you don't have opportunity to work out the kinks in your system with preseason games. You're practicing and scrimmaging against your own guys, so not too surprised that early on Mackinac College is having some issues with basic pre-snap plays.
Yeah, all the way now back at the 5-yard line for Merrimack. And they will change up the formation. Inside give. Matthias Latham, nowhere to go. That Gold Flash's defense pinning their ears back at this point.
Certainly, and right here as a defense coordinator, Coach Key for Kent State has to assume there's going to be a pass, and this puts him in an advantageous position to where he can do what? Get after the quarterback and put some pressure on Aiden Pereira.
Well, Kent State talked about guerrilla warfare. That's the identity. Pereira in his end zone. Climbs the pocket. Gets to about the original line of scrimmage, and that'll do it for the opening drive as they'll have to send out the punting unit.
And now for Kent State, the thought is ball security and no penalties. Do not help your opponent out by beating yourself, because that was a common occurrence last year for this football team.
Wayne Harris is back for Kent State, stationed at about the 42-yard line. And that punt spirals out to the 40, backtracking to return it. And Harris still on his feet before he is sent out of bounds at the 48-yard line. There is a flag on the play. So Chris Lamonge, our head referee, they will confer. .47 yards on the punt, 9 on the return.
Illegal formation, kicking team, number 34. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the kick. First down, Kent State.
And early on, a lot of pre-snap penalties on the part of Merrimack. And again, we understand it's the first game of the season. These things do occur, but you cannot continue to help this Kent State offense, defense, and special teams with penalties pre-snap.
So C.J. Montez, the numbers back from 2023. He was injured last year when he was at Fordham. Of course, the new interim head coach for Kent State, Mark Carney, a Fordham grad, and they will go from the gun. Harris in motion. Inside give, Gavin Garcia. You're going to see a steady diet of Garcia today. He had 544 rushing yards in 2023, along with a couple of touchdowns.
He sustained an injury last season, was not able to go for Kent State, but he is one of the leaders. He's a captain on the offensive side of the ball for Kent State.
Second and 8, Wolford in motion. Able to get out from the grips of the defense. Garcia. Steady running inside the 40.
And what you appreciate about Garcia's effort is that he stopped in the backfield, but he does not slow his feet. He keeps moving, trying to pick up those extra yards to avoid a tackle for loss.
3rd and 1, they'll go from the gun. He's met, but keeps on ticking. Trying to inch closer to that first down, but side judge, it does not look like he has the distance. They went from the gun and tried to hurry him.
All right, Coach Patterson, offensive coordinator for Kent State, has a decision making. It looks like he and Coach Carney have decided to go for this on 4th down.
That's almost a mentality play, right? You want to
establish something, and that's confidence.
Right from the get-go, but they will go from the gun again on 4th and 1. Montez barking out the signals. 10 on the play clock. They'll snap it. Garcia inside, where it is going to be a judgment call. And the Warriors jumping up and down. They think they've got a turnover on downs.
And I understand the mentality of Coach Patterson. You figure you have bigger guys up front that you should get that push to be able to pick up that first down. But considering that the best run so far for Kent State has been an outside run on the part of Garcia, you may want to try go there more often than not.
All right, so we are scoreless. We're going to make sure we have that turnover on down. Stick with us. We got a lot of football here at Dick Stadium, Kent State and Merrimack. right, welcome back. First quarter here on the campus of Kent State University. Both teams have touched it once. And a break now on the field position. Last time we saw Merrimack, they were way down near their end zone, and so they're looking for their first win over an FBS team and win their first opener. They haven't done that since 2021. Wyatt will take the snap. Throws a wobbler to the left side. It is complete for about 4 yards of Jalen McDonald.
And that's what we call a simple get back on track offensive passing play, in which you ask the receiver to simply just turn and do the old school button hook and catch it where the defender's not and take what the defense is giving you. And that's certainly what Pereira did on that play. Nice positive play to start this second drive for the Warriors.
We'll call it 2nd and 2. Wide again. From the gun, inside handoff. And not a lot of room to run on the inside for DeMarcus McElroy, who's very familiar playing here at Kent State. He was on that St. Francis team that stunned the Golden Flashes a season ago.
That's right. FCS school St. Francis comes in here and steals a win from Kent State. So he is certainly on the forefront of the minds of those defenders out there, because they did suffer a major loss last year to the hands of an FCS squad, which gives Merrimack hope in that regard as well, that they can come out here and do something.
McElroy had a big hand in it too. He had 81 yards. They send the blitz. A throw on 3rd down. And that one is incomplete, off the intended target's hands. So neither team has been able to convert a 3rd down so far.
Yeah, Mike Ryan tried to make a circus catch right there with the one-handed grab, but was not able to pull the football in.
So Wayne Harris back at the 10. It's like Mike Ryan will send it away from his own 35, end over end. It'll take a bounce at the 20. Harris wisely standing back, and Kent State will get it at the 10-yard line for their second possession of the football game. We are at a draw. Scoreless here at Kent State. You're watching MAC football on ESPN.
you know, I'm built for this. I feel like I was raised for this, and you know, I'm excited for the opportunity. I think Just like anything else, there's certainly going to be nerves or anxiety. I was a guy as a player that threw up before every game, so I don't know if I'm going to do that and need my college center to come punch me in the gut. Joe Wida, if you're listening, be ready. But there's going to be those things. But just like anything else, you stay planted and be where your feet are and meet obstacles and opportunities as they come.
Love that from interim head coach at Kent State, Mark Hardy. Gerard, you played in some pretty big games. Did you have those types of nerves?
No, I did not have those type of nerves. Certainly had butterflies, but never to the point to where I had to, pardon me, folks, vomit.
Well, the visual, we didn't have anybody standing by him with a bucket, so I think he was okay. Garcia, the handoff for a couple of yards. And that ball came loose.
Yeah. And interesting, they're giving us a huge dose of Gavin Garcia so far. He's pretty much had all the offensive plays for Kent State. Would like to see them mix some things up and start to even attract vertically in the passing game.
Saw Sebastian Brown just come out in the field. We've had 3 straight 3-and-outs to kick off this week 1 for these teams. J.J. Etheridge in motion. It's another handoff. And this time, a few yards on the left side.
And as these coordinators play the fill-out game of where it's more effective to operate, I'm seeing so far a theme that Kent State is having more success running off tackle or outside as opposed to the interior with the guard in the center in the A and B gaps.
Hunter Hopperton onto the field at tight end. Lined up in the slot. The big man is in motion. And this time, bouncing out and staying alive, a solid run. And that is Kimbrough with a terrific second effort.
And you figure with Jordan Newman not being available that they're going to go with this jet sweep action with Kimbrough, and that was a very well-designed play with positive yards to give us our first down on the drive today on the offensive side of football for both squads.
There it is, Jahzay Kimbrough, the 5'10", 190 redshirt sophomore out of Roanoke, Virginia. Looking to throw. Montez had time, climbing the pocket, and now brought down at the 30-yard line. So I don't know if they'll get credit for the sack, but terrific pursuit.
Terrific pursuit, great penetration. Look at number 90, Bryce Ricks, getting back there, applying the pressure. Big man, 6'1", 325 pounds.
So Sidney Johnson getting in on the action at the end. So Kent State will have 2nd and 10, 3 targets to the left. Montez, play action, and wide open and corralled. Nice job, Sebastian Brown had to turn around to make that catch.
Yeah, and CJ obviously wants that to be more on time because that had potential. As he catches it, he's probably still running right now to the end zone because there was no one in that area to slow him down. But nice adjustment on the part of Brown. CJ releases the ball, and nice break on the part of the safety for Merrimack, but you have to, again, for Montez, deliver more accurate pass, you probably have a touchdown.
Yeah, 16 yards, could have been a lot more. The handoff. And Kimbrough, again, a nice burst to the left side. We wondered where some of that production was going to come from with Jordan Newman out of the fray, and we've seen it with Jahzay Kimbrough.
And this is what occurs when you have the run and pass operating together. It forces the defense to loosen up and not crowd the box, and that gives more space for Kimbrough to operate in that interior to pick with those positive yards.
Yeah, pardon me, Jahzay, and we've said his name quite a few times here in the opening quarter. So now at the 42. Looking to throw. Now running. Montez getting out to the 35, making sure to secure that football.
Yeah, and that's a nice heads-up play on the part of Montez. He did not force anything, and that's certainly what we gave him credit for in the opener, is that he does not make poor decisions with the football, and that was on display on that play because he could have forced it, and that would have been troublesome if he had done just that. But good job on his part of picking up positive yards on a broken play.
Now Tariq Mulder joins the action. His coaches think he could be a Big Ten caliber player down the road.
That's high praise.
And Garcia, a safe handoff up the middle, getting close to that first down. They'll have about a 3rd and short.
And this is a pivotal 3rd down for Kent State as they're on this nice drive and pick up this first down and keep the chains and the sticks moving forward. Will certainly help the cause for them.
0 for 2 so far on 3rd down. They need a pair of yards. And Garcia with room to run up the middle and a first down. Golden Flashes moving the football.
Nothing fancy about this run. Straight ahead, hand off to your quarterback, hands it off to Garcia, and Garcia gets the job done running straight ahead, and give credit to this offensive line as they provide the spacing necessary for Garcia to get that first down.
Got J.J. Etheridge on the far hash from the 29. Montez sending Harris in motion now. He will look to throw. And he's got to get rid of it. On the move, down the field. And he makes the grab. How about Sebastian Brown?
Yes.
Hauling it in.
Sebastian Brown has been the go-to guy so far for C.J. Montez, and what you appreciate about the effort is that he had to catch that football in traffic. But also, look at the timing that Brown gets, as Montez has a lot of time to make this completion because his offensive line is doing a superb job of providing pass protection.
All the way down now to the 11-yard line. As Brown gets set on the far side. The Flashes taking their time. Throwing again. Left side, and Tariq Mulder hold on as those vultures were coming to rip that ball out.
The Warriors were on the spot right there, and that's exactly what you do in the screen action, is that you want to swarm to the football. And that's just creating a tackle for loss in the process.
Second and 10, 2:40 to go in the first quarter. Kent State trying to punctuate this drive with a score. Brown in motion. And it's a keeper. Montez, but he is dragged down from behind at the 10-yard line. Boy, it had an opening, but it closed in a hurry.
Yeah, a lot of misdirection plays so far for Kent State, and you understand why as they try to fill things out to see if they can get a drive going. They've so far done that, but I would like to see more Anthony straight ahead. Use the leverage that you have from a size standpoint against the Merrimack College Warriors because, again, you're dominating up front right now. Keep pushing forward. Keep on establishing yourself in the trenches with straight ahead runs as opposed to the misdirection plays.
They can get a first down without scoring. Throwing into the end zone. And that one sails over the receiver's head. Terrific coverage that time by the Warrior defensive backs. Jacob Wilson was in coverage. I think that the strong side linebacker did a nice job.
That's right. Man up on the tight end outside, thought they had a mismatch situation by isolating the tight end on the linebacker, but to his credit, Wilson does a superb job.
Will Risco, and he misses.
And that's what we call a momentum killer.
Boy, and a 28-yard chip shot, and Kent State walks away from a promising possession with a special teams miscue. We are still scoreless. The Warriors will have the football after this. All right, Merrimack will have the football, dodging the bullet after the 79-yard drive and the missed field goal. Mike Giannetti in year number 2 for the Warriors. Now, the 6'2 redshirt junior with the catch.
Yeah, you like the action that you're getting with the tight end coming across the formation, and then Hopkinton does what he's supposed to do, catch the football and get run after catch yardage as well.
Coach called his tight ends the old heads on the team, and they'll use them quite a bit with some of those heavy sets.
Nothing wrong with senior leadership.
So on the Warriors side of the field, once again, a minute and 45 gone in the second quarter. Is a spinning handoff. The carry, not much, right up the middle. So they've used Kimbrough. Basically, he's been the next man up for Jordan Newbin, who is out in this game. We saw him on the sideline in, I say street clothes. He did have the jersey on.
Certainly had the jersey on, but he also had on a walking boot.
So 4 yards, they were able to get there on first down. To Shields. Will throw. He'll sit in that pocket. And it is dropped. Tariq Mulder.
All right, Tariq, we give you top billing since you're a Big Ten caliber. You have to catch that. Could have not thrown the football any better than what DeShields did right there to Mulder.
He was surprised just how wide open he was.
And a lot of times in those situations, Anthony, it boils down to trying to do too much, thinking about what you're going to do after you catch the football, as opposed to simply just catching it.
So 3rd and 6. Shields walks up. Want to make sure they get this play off. 3 on the play clock. And it's an inside handoff. And brought down, no chance on 3rd down. That is a spirited group of defenders for the Warriors. Looked like Dwayne Green Jr. in on the tackle. And so a no gain and forced to punt. So a few times now they've been on Merrimack's side of the field, but unable to convert. Punt is up in the air. Signal for a fair catch. Dropped, muffed, I should say. Gary Roseman Jr. fortunate that that ball bounced out of bounds and out of harm's way.
Media timeout.
So we have a change of possession, a 34-yard punt. -2 on the return. We're still scoreless. The next possession will be our first chance to see a touchdown. Stay tuned. exits. Wolford in. The redshirt freshman. Jackson High School grad. 3rd and 9. 1:20 to go. 5 on the play clock. Harris in motion. They get it off with a couple of ticks. Has to step up in the pocket. Montez. Now we'll try to run it, and instead runs out of bounds.
Again, it's clear they were not taking any chances on this drive and say, you know what, we will go into the half with the idea that we're not going to put our defense in the bind, and we're certainly not going to take chances on the offensive side of the football.
Surprised he was in such a hurry to get out of bounds.
Yeah.
Maybe just instincts kicking in.
That too, and play design force them in that direction. And when you're playing out there, you need to be heads up and wonder where and understand where you are and stay in bounds to keep the clock moving. And those are little things that mean a lot that you have to work on. But again, this is the first game of the season.
Steckel, the punter, and we've got a whistle.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So back it up another 5 yards. Gary Rosemont Jr. back at the 23-yard line. Merrimack hoping to land a special teams play, spiral punt. Good coverage, but staying on his feet. Rosemont Jr. with a bit of a return before he's sent out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Now let's take a look at that Kent State scoring drive. The lone scoring drive we've had today was a couple of big plays. Saw the big man, Mulder, holding on to the football that time.
That's right. And then Wolford takes a 6-yard crossing route to the house. Nice display of speed on his part.
During the kick, holding, return team, number 11.
Well, he had a 12-yard return.
Penalty from the end of the kick. 1st down, Merrimack.
But now they'll go back because of the penalty. It was a 35-yard punt.
Right, and going into the half, the message is really clear for Coach Genetti when he talks to his squad for Merrimack. It's, guys, we have to do a much better job of playing clean football. We cannot have these penalties. They're drive killers and they're drive sustainers as well. So we have to clean our situation up. And if we do that, we still have a chance in this game because we're only down by a possession.
Well, the difference here is enormous because now you're way back at your 10-yard line, and Kent State has 3 timeouts when they had it at the 34.
Right, and the question becomes here, do you go aggressively or do you play conservatively?
Well, they will look, looks like a design run instead out of the shotgun, and Pereira doing a pirouette.
Yeah, nice job on Pereira's part. You have to do a much better job of tackling for Kent State at 2nd and 3rd level.
So they will quickly move under 50 seconds. Pereira took a shot as he throws that football, and a big hit. But it's a defensive play, and a very nice job by Joel Cordoba to sky up there and make sure that was not going to be a catch.
It's probably going to be a late hit for Kent State.
Officials sorting things out again. Chris Lamonge, our head referee.
There's no foul for ineligible receiver downfield. 2nd down.
So they'll pick it up. Take a look at Pereira and what he was looking at. You want to play quarterback in college football? You got to take shots like that. Pereira needs to get rid of this one as he gets brought down. Throws a jump ball, and it's nearly picked off. Well, Tevin Tucker could not hang on to that one, but we got another flag.
Holding. Defense, number 21. 10-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
All right, so the bailout. Cordoba is flagged for the hold. Automatic 1st down. Boy, there was a lot going on this play. Watch the hit
And that is a nice effort on the part of the Kent State defenders. But right here, love the stretching out of the DB and almost pulls it in. But again, it's Cordoba holding, but all been for nothing.
Run up the middle, Pereira. Boy, he took a shot there at the end.
It's Cordoba.
Timeout, Merrimack. Their first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Well, we had a frenetic pace. Merrimack wants to slow things down and size up what could be their opportunity here in the first half.
Yeah, in the second half, Anthony, they may want to go to a hurry-up offense because they seem to have some success with that approach. And right now for Kent State, from a defender's perspective, what you're thinking is, one, keep them in bounds and do not, I repeat, do not let anyone get behind you.
Sometimes, Gerard, I think it must be easier said than done. Because when I'm sitting at home watching games, you're like, well, there's no way someone's going to get behind them. But it always seems to happen.
But I saw something, Coach. What'd you see?
So 2nd and 6. Ball to 42. Pereira showing a lot of elusiveness, directing traffic, and finds his man complete for the first down.
And it's like a
Cooper
face mask
Lehman.
penalty as well to tack on to the penalty, to the yardage.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 22. 15-yard penalty added on to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
The Warriors
Clock will start on the snap.
on the Flashes side of the field for the first time today. And now trying to capitalize on a few flags that we have seen here on this drive.
And for Kent State right here, you need to keep your composure. And once again, coaching point, do not let guys get behind you. And for Merrimack, similar premise in that don't make mistakes and keep attacking, keep being aggressive, because it's certainly working.
DeMarcus McElroy in the backfield. Pereira, all day to throw, launches. This one out of bounds, looking for Cooper Lehman again. Well, he had a nice pocket, had time to throw.
And that's a problem right there. So defensive coordinator Cherokee Valera, he may want to consider bringing some pressure because there was plenty of time for him to survey the entire football field and then deliver a pass that was obviously out of bounds.
You mentioned Cherokee Valeria was with the program and then officially got hired as the DC on August 19th, 11 days ago. Pereira steps up in the pocket across the middle of the field, and it's complete to Jalen McDonald. 9 seconds to go on the clock. And a quick timeout.
Timeout, Merrimack. Their second timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
And once again, you're seeing a situation in which Kent State defenders are void, non-present in the middle of the football field. You have to defend the middle of the football field. As you see, if you don't have guys there, take advantage of that. Because that's the easiest throw for the quarterback. Straight ahead, straight in his sight of vision. You have to defend the middle of the football field. You cannot allow such an easy pass and catch to take place, especially in the red zone area.
Well, we have seen both offenses, with a little help from the officials as well, put together some drives. We saw Kent State score on theirs. Can the Warriors do something to match it here? They need this one in a big way. Now, they do have one timeout left, but only 9 seconds.
Right, you're thinking right now, shot if you're on the defensive side of the ball.
Pereira to his safety valve. Out of the backfield, DeMarcus McElroy, but he goes down immediately. It's a timeout, only 4 seconds left.
Timeout, Merrimack. Their final timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Is this a no-brainer kicking situation?
No, I wouldn't say that. Go for it. I mean, what do you have to lose? You're an FCS squad going against an FBS school. No one's going to fault you for being aggressive in this situation. The question becomes, what do you do, though? And I would say continue to attack the middle of the football field until Kent State proves that they can secure and defend the middle of the football field with your passing game.
Now Kent State will get the football first in the second half.
Looks like they're going for the field goal.
They will. So officially be a 26-yarder. We've already had a short one missed today by Kent State. Carlton tie. Good snap, good hold, and it is through the uprights. Still 1 second remaining on the clock, but they've cut into that deficit. It's 7-3.
And that's certainly some positive momentum for Merrimack to go down there with a minute and some change left to drive all the way down the football field for a score. Will certainly help the cause. And for Kent State right here, you just want to be smart. Get out this half, get the ball back in the second half, and start anew.
You never know what you're going to get in these opening games, especially in today's world of college football, where you forget about scouting the other teams. You don't even know who's on your team. The way that the portal has worked.
Right, and it's constant flux, and that's something that today's coaches definitely have to adjust to, which makes their job so much tougher. Not only do you have to recruit high school athletes, but you have to recruit your own players in this day and age to make sure that they will stay on your squad. Very challenging.
Well, we talked about this Merrimack team in year 2 of their program, but a coach who's been around a long time. Kent State. Been a lot of turmoil, and then it necessitates, and that ball was deflected, and Merrimack has it. The problem is they're out of time.
They are. Good job on Kent State's part recovering.
And that'll do it. We are here at the half at Dick Stadium. Kent State got on the board first with their touchdown drive. Merrimack responds. They get a field goal right before the end of the half. We'll see. Both offenses starting to open up a little bit there towards the end. What's in store for that second half? We have a loaded halftime for you, including what went down in Columbus today. Lee Corso's final headgear. A big halftime show coming your way next. Don't go anywhere. It's MAC Football on ESPN.
It's halftime here between Merrimack and Kent State. And when we return, hear the iconic tales of ESPN Game Day legend Lee Corso. Today, Lee Corso made his final headgear pick on ESPN Game Day. Here's more on the legendary Lee Corso.
When LC puts on the headgear every Saturday morning, that is the moment when the day of football can start.
Could have never have dreamt that it would have become where we are today, where fans every week, that's what they wait for, to see which headgear he's going to put on.
I like Ohio State's speed and power, but I question their place kicker and their punter.
The headgear tradition started in 1996 at Ohio State. Herb Street was fairly new on the show, and Kirk's wife Allison had been an Ohio State cheerleader.
He thought I might have some kind of in to try to get Brutus his headgear.
They had to do some very high-level, tense negotiations.
I'm telling you, it took 3 or 4 different back and forths until finally they green-lighted Brutus.
I tell you one thing. Buckeyes!
Let's just examine the Brutus head. It's a head representing a nut, a two-tone nut.
I like the Buckeyes!
So it's ridiculous looking. You can't help but laugh.
Hey, 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 hey!
And when he sensed that that was an entertaining moment that resonated with fans across the sport, he embraced it, and it's become a beloved tradition.
Colorado in a big upset.
I remember him as a young kid watching College Game Day, and Lee Corso was on there putting on the headgear. He is College Game Day.
I feel like I've been watching Lee Corso do that since, I was in high school. The different antics he's used and mascots he's used has been pretty incredible.
Pirate wolf costume, a purple cow. Cows!
To this day, I still watch and anticipate to see what he's going to do.
Go Navy, beat Army.
Seeing him fire off the guns is pretty funny.
My favorite one, we're at Texas, and McConaughey starts wrestling the LSU Tiger head off of LC. There was a little trickle of blood.
Katy Perry was incredible. Like, she damn near broke my man's nose, taking the mascot head off of him.
How can you pick against SMU?
He's thrown out some words that might needed to be edited.
My favorite memories definitely include live animals.
Man, we got a live duck. Who's on the set?
He's not afraid of gamecocks. He's not afraid of alligators. He's not afraid of dogs of any kind.
That dog is beautiful. That dog is ugly. Give me this thing here.
I think the best part is when Coach does the okey doke, where he grabs one head, gets ready to put it on, and then he chucks it to the side and grabs the other one.
Kent State.
Give him that head. Does that mean you're going to go against your first love, Brutus?
Coach Corso is a maestro of the crowd. He can take them on a ride like not many people in the history of television can.
Corso with the duck.
He's always got something ready for the people, and to see him come out as Ben Franklin was just absolutely incredible.
I founded Penn. This is my school.
My best moment is when he picked Texas to win the national championship.
Tonight, they shocked the entire universe.
And all the other guys up there were totally against him.
I'm going with Texas Longhorns. Hook up, Texas!
And then we won. And I've praised Coach for that ever since.
He takes the headgear and he puts it on, right? And he just does this.
That royal wave is very perfect for the human that he is, the king of college football.
I think he's been a great ambassador for college football and has brought some great perspective, but also brought laughs and fun to a game that we have to remember is still supposed to be fun and supposed to be a game.
What he's provided to so many households, what he's provided to so many of us as coaches, he put a lot of fun in the game. I just can't thank him enough.
Roll Tide!
It's sincere, it's authentic, it's genuine, it embraces the fans, it embraces the tradition of what makes this sport unlike any other, and what makes Lee Corso a college football broadcaster, an icon that's unlike any other who's ever been involved with this sport.
And God bless the United States of America!
The fact that I've got a chance to sit next to you all these years and watch you do your thing and just learn from you, it just taught me so much about this industry, watching you perform and the way you did it.
There he is. The Kirk Herbstreit Show.
We love you so much. You're a piece of gold that we cherish.
And we're just about ready for the second half of football action here at Kent State. Make sure to stick with us for so much more. Third quarter action here at Kent State. Moments away from the second half. Anthony Lima, Gerard Cherry. Kent State will touch the football to start things out here in the third. 7-3, they have that lead. The Warriors able to get a field goal right before the end of the half. Dorelis Clark touching the football for the first time. And off to the races on the left side. Looked like Cade Wolford as we saw some new returners on the field. Let's take a look at the scoring drive for the Golden Flashes.
That's right, and you have a situation where Mulder right there catches the football, picks up positive yards, and the man we just mentioned, Cade Wolford, catches the ball and takes it to the house. And that's one guy you may not want to kick it off to because he has certainly shown that he has speed.
Now it looked like a penalty will bring the Golden Flashes back. So mirrors basically the start of this game. We had some early whistles, some jitters. And coming out of the locker room, we just saw that as Kent State has flagged their return unit, nullifying a big-time explosive kick return.
Right, we'll keep reiterating it. You want to play clean football. You just, as you just said, man, Anthony, nullified a positive play, and now you're backed up with not so great field position.
The first half, we saw 4 quarterbacks, but we revert back to the starter for Kent State, C.J. Montez, with Gavin Garcia standing next to him. Wolford in motion. I think you're going to see a lot more of him here in the second half. Garcia stutter stepping, but brought down in a hurry. And you saw Jason Campo. Haven't heard a lot from the captain from today, but man, coaches absolutely loved him all week.
That's right, Jason Campo from Nashawa, New Hampshire. And what he did right there was at the point of attack, he held his ground and made a nice play. And I still want to see more plays in which we have Gavin Garcia moving forward as opposed to side with the run play calls.
Little misdirection. And that ball, long way to go, but it's incomplete to Wayne Harris. This time, Montez was under duress.
Right, and nice route concept because Woods was open. The problem is Montez was not able to set his feet to throw an accurate pass. So give credit to that defensive front for applying the pressure, enabling the quarterback to not be able to put his receiver in a position to catch the football.
Yeah, Merrimack has been able to get to the quarterback here and there throughout this game. 3rd and 10.
They've done it with their 4-man rush. It hasn't necessarily been them dialing up blitzes or anything like that.
Montez, that ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. Skying up to make the play was Gary Rosemont Jr.
Excellent play on the part of Gary Rosemont. Now, you'd like to say, Gary, you field punts. Catch the football, my man. And next thing you know, you may be in the end zone for the pick 6.
Well, a lackluster drive there to open things here in the second half.
How you want to start the second half.
46 is in for number 21, kicking team.
The question is, do you bring the pressure? Do you set up for a return for Merrimack?
Yeah, you see Steckel at his own 2, but the whistles were blown.
Delay game. Offense number 97. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Well, you see the difference now. Knock him back 5 yards, and the punter is going to be standing in the end zone this time with Rosemont Jr. near midfield.
Right, so you're pretty much guaranteeing. This is an excellent point. Great field position for Merrimack.
Is wearing number 46 for Kent State.
And keep in mind that they had a nice drive with the up-tempo going into the half.
Stokel, Australian punter for Kent State, gets this one off. It lands at the 50, it takes a Merrimack bounce, and it is down at the 46-yard line. So a
media timeout.
A tough drive to start things out here in the 3rd quarter, and now Merrimack gets the football. Their offense surged right before the half. They'll take over the football when we return. Well, Merrimack will have some nice field position to start out. Now, we've seen a couple of quarterbacks so far today from the Warriors. Aiden Pereira, you saw some running, you saw some throwing, and this is what ignited that opportunity right before the half where they were able to collect with a chippy. And so now they have a chance to potentially take the lead on this drive. Pereira gathering, throwing, and too much steam on that pass to Jalen McDonald.
And out the gate, Coach Cherokee brings the blitz, applying that pressure to Pereira. And that's exactly what you want to do. Get the quarterback off the spot. Don't let him get comfortable, because, again, in that second quarter, they certainly were moving the football down the football field in the latter stages of that.
Now, the new
half.
DC, Cherokee Valeria, told us how many pressures did they simulate this week?
130.
They installed 130 pressures. I know someone with your intellect, Gerard, could be able to understand all of that. I think I'd get about 4.
You lose me at 10. But on the flip side, though, those pressures also contain the idea of what's your games that you're running with your defensive linemen and stunts and everything else. An occasional corner or nickel blitz as well. But they really have not dialed up much pressure. They've relied a lot on their front four, but early on you are seeing them say, okay, let's apply some pressure. So one thing you never want to have take place is allow a quarterback to get comfortable in the pocket.
The Warriors 0-6 on third down, and they got to get 10 on this play. Pereira, 3 receivers out to the right. He's looking over the middle. Has to dodge a defender and now take off and run. He's going to get the first down and more. Breaking tackles and out across the 21-yard line. Explosive play by Aiden Pereira.
And we told you early on that he's a dual-threat quarterback, and what Pereira does here is he sees the robber situation taking place in the middle of the football field. No one there. Let me bounce outside. You have to make a tackle in that situation. What you'll really appreciate is the fact that he was able to get those positive yards.
They go quick to McElroy, but nowhere to go.
And from a defensive schematic standpoint, we're still seeing Kent State not do a good job of defending the middle of the football field. You have to lock down that real estate. That's a key part of the field that you cannot allow to be exploited by the offense.
They go empty in the backfield. Pereira still out of the gun. Kent State sends 4. Pereira needs to get out of the pocket. He somehow gets rid of it, and it's complete. How did he pull that off? To Marcus McElroy, his safety valve.
That's what we call a John Travolta, date myself here, staying alive, because that's exactly what he did. And that you think he's going to go down with the sack, and you're waiting for the whistle to be blown, but to his credit, he keeps on fighting and delivers an accurate pass in which his receiver is able to make a play on the ball.
Boy, that is some resourcefulness. And it sets up very manageable, 3rd and 3. The Warriors able to collect on the last third. Can they do it again? But that was a miscue.
Get you every time.
And Jelani Davis puts an end to the drive.
And Marcus McElroy and Pereira were not on the same page. Again, we talk about miscues and mistakes at the wrong time. One guy's going one direction, and another guy's going another, and that does not bode well for success. Great opportunity blown on the part of Merrimack with that play.
So Carlton Ty, we'll see if he's good from 36 yards. The hold is good. The kick, no good. So both kickers have missed from makeable distances so far today.
And good job on the part of Kent State's defense to hold up their end of the bargain and shutting it down and not allowing Merrimack to score.
So they are able to get the stop, and the Golden Flashes will take over possession of the football for the second time here in the half. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Mid-American Conference football on ESPN. 7-3 the score here at Dick Stadium on the campus of Kent State University. Don't forget that the ESPN College Football place to be is the ESPN app. I just re-downloaded it the other day, got situated, and with the all-new ESPN app, you can unlock that with the ESPN Unlimited plan. Or you can log in with your TV provider, your one-stop shop. It is truly the place to get everything you need for this sport. Here in officially, this is week 1, in week 0 last week. Just a bevy of games from Thursday on.
Week -1.
The handoff, Merrimack doing a nice job up front.
Very stout in the line of scrimmage. They have not gotten blown off the ball, as we see Wolford now getting in the mix with the running game.
Kent State wanting to pick things up here. They've gone backwards the last couple of drives, 2 3-and-outs, 11 yards in the wrong direction.
And the key has been getting positive yards on first down, as we have a change at the quarterback position.
So second time we've seen, the third series we've seen DeShields today. And he will throw. He has a man open. It's caught! 20, 15, 10, touchdown! 79 yards, and it's Cade Wolford again.
Cade has shown you his speed throughout the course of this football game. You get the one-on-one matchup with the nickel or safety, and he exploits it. And great job on the part of Drew DeShields of recognizing the mismatch as Cade puts on the afterburners for the score.
How about coming off the bench, the coach calling the bomb, and being able to connect just like that with no rust.
Right. Again, Cade is making a name for himself, and you appreciate the effort on his part. That was an excellent play in the connection between he and Drew DeShields.
Well, the Golden Flashes, they were going backwards the last couple of drives, but able to reignite things here in the second half, and some definite promise and a huge touchdown connection. 79 yards.
You catch Merrimack in zero coverage, and you exploit it. Touchdown, Cade Wolford.
right, Kent State finding some offense. If you're just joining us, they've had one man, Cade Wolford, account for both touchdowns. And on the last drive, it was Drew DeShields hooking up with him. And DeShields 4 of 6 for 99 yards and a score. QBR, is that right? 260.3. I didn't even know it went up that high. But Cade Wolford, the young man out of Southeast Ohio, Jackson High School, his first 2 catches of his career, and they're both touchdowns.
Right, and what you appreciate about his effort is once he's in that open field, you're not catching him. He's shown tremendous speed today.
All right, Merrimack now needs to recover because they've had some opportunities. They had the missed field goal on the last drive, but their offense has shown some signs of life.
Yeah, it certainly has, especially when they utilize the up-tempo as far as just trying to catch Kent State in a situation where they're not giving these defenders a chance to switch out with the defensive front. But also, too, you have to be cognizant, if you are Merrimack, not to force the issue. There's still plenty of time left in this football game. Don't rush it, but I do like the idea of them continuing to go up-tempo because it certainly has worked in their favor.
So Aiden Pereira is back out there. We wondered if we'd see a little more Avion Smith if they got behind. And Wyatt able to bounce it to the outside, takes a hit, but that's a great way to start the drive.
It certainly is, and for Wyatt, what you appreciate is that he recognizes, hey, no one's in the boundary. No one's forcing me back inside, so let me test the waters out there and pick up positive yards. So Kent State has to do a better job of containing, and that means forcing him back inside where all the tacklers should be on the defensive front.
Coaches said, Wyatt, you'll see him break off the most amazing 1-yard runs you've ever seen. It's truly a tough dude to bring down. Wyatt, another chance here. Looked like Kent State had him in the backfield instead. It's a huge gain. And he is finally brought down at the 32-yard line.
Well, one of the most egregious holding plays you'll ever see take place was finally called, and the referees did catch it. So that's going to negate that play.
Oof.
See right here, Wyatt gets the play, but watch your screen. That's holding right there. You cannot grab a guy by his horse collar and bring him down on the offensive side of the ball. You can't even do it on the defensive side of the ball. So once again, Merrimack finds himself in a situation where a positive play is negated due to a penalty.
Wipes out a 33-yard run, a costly mistake. At the same time, you wondered, does he get 33 yards without the
Probably
hold?
not. Because he literally cut back off of the hold.
By the way, got to give respect to Tevin Tucker, who was off to the races to bring him down. Wyatt in motion. And Pereira bottled up and brought down at the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, I should say. So picked up a couple.
Does make the first guy miss, though, showing that he is elusive in the open field, Pereira.
So 3rd and 11. Getting closer to the halfway point in the third quarter. Down 14-3. Rolling out to the left. Has to get rid of it. Finds his man on the near sideline. Seth Schweitzer. And is it enough to move the chains?
It certainly is. That is a great play on the part of Schweitzer and Pereira, and that Schweitzer does a nice job of putting his spacing to a place to where he's inbounds to catch it, tiptoes the sideline, and makes the play. Pereira doing a better job of throwing an accurate pass so his receiver can make a play. First down.
Wait. Antoine Campbell thought he had a chance to end that play early. And Schweitzer able to tightrope walk there on the sidelines and make the catch. Running again for his life. Pereira launching one down the field, but incomplete. Intended target, Jalen McDonald.
And they did a wheel route to a corner. It takes too much time for that route to develop, so I'm not surprised it was a inaccurate pass. But more so, I like the idea of them threatening the middle of the football field, but you may want to shorten that route.
You can sense it, though. Warriors feeling more acclimated to be aggressive.
They've certainly taken the kitty gloves off for being much more aggressive in throwing haymakers as opposed to just throwing out that jab.
Throwing again. Pereira, man in his face, and it's caught. The middle of the field. And Cooper Lehman again.
Yeah, and how many times a day have we said Kent State needs to do a better job of defending the middle of the football field? And why do we say that? It's an easier throw for the quarterback. When you're throwing to the outside, the level of difficulty is much greater. But when a quarterback's able to throw in the middle of the football field, the completion ratio is going to be higher because, simply put, it's an easier throw.
And the connection's worth 22 yards. Moving right along here in the third. Fakes the give, and he's taken down.
Oh, yeah. You might want to put that one up for the rest of the day. Great hit on the part of Kent State. Mason Woods bringing the thunder right here. Well, that's a crushable holding call right there, but look at that hit. Ooh. Quarterback head goes backwards. And Mason Woods is not playing.
Well, he was a starter a year ago, one of the few on this Kent State team, all MAC preseason second team. Good instincts up there.
You see right there why.
Three receivers to the right, design, draw, up the middle. Takes a pounding at the 25, but it's another Warrior first down.
Yeah, credit to the Warriors. If they're not going to defend and stop anything in the middle of the football field, be it run or pass, keep attacking it. Keep attacking it. But this is a design run from the get-go, and Pereira is showing you great running ability, and he's showing you toughness as well because he is certainly taking hits, but he keeps on getting up and making plays.
And Merrimack now going with Avion Smith after that run. So we'll see how long Pereira is on the sideline. 1st and 10, now 5:20 to go.
We know Smith can run too.
An impressive drive. Smith gives it to Wyatt. And he is taken down to the ground near the sidelines. Atiq Muhammad.
An effective job on the part of Kent State's defense of forcing Wyatt to do what? Stretch it out. He never got a chance to turn his shoulder pads up the football field to head north or south, but in this case, north.
So Avion Smith departs. Pereira back in.
Probably just needed a break.
How tough is that for the defense to try to key in? Does it matter for them necessarily?
Well, at this point, both are running effectively, so you know that they're going to more than likely run the football. The question becomes, how are you going to stop it?
Rolling out to the right. Has his man. It's complete. Austin Palmer diving to make the grab.
And now you're seeing a nice combination of run and pass on the part of Pereira, and that's doing what? That's keeping the defense off balance because they don't know what to respond to because they show the run action. You have to honor it. But right here, that's a great grab on his part. Austin Palmer reaching out and coming up the football.
So Hayden Fisher and Palmer out there at receiver. Under 4 to go here in the third. The handoff, Wyatt looking for an angle. Well, he was very patient trying to find that hole.
Yeah, gave you that old Le'Veon Bell look. Stutter, stab, go.
Only got 2. It's times like this, though, where you really regret not being able to cash in on the field goal before.
And it's times like this for Merrimack that they've had self-inflicted wounds in which they've had mistakes and penalties to put them in a position where they can't score points.
Out of the gun again. Pereira has no time, tries to get rid of that football at the end. Boy, Kent State wanted the sack. Jaheim Roy was right there pleading for it.
Fortunately for Pereira, he had a guy in the vicinity of the throw because that could have been intentional grounding.
No foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was out of the pocket. The ball crossed the line of scrimmage. Third down.
He has been able to salvage some situations in this game. Merrimack 2 for 9 on third down, but this is a key 3rd and 8. From the 10, so they can get a first down without going in. Pereira under siege, can't get rid of it, it is taken down. And Jamond Mathis, the big 3rd down play.
Right, Jamond does it from a defensive end position. Comes from the outside, stays with the play, backside, tracks down Pereira, and comes up with the huge sack. Once again, forcing Merrimack to go for and settle for a field goal as opposed to scoring 6 points.
Carlton ties, so missed that last one. This drops it back to a 37-yarder from the left hash. Good hold, kick is up, and this time he connects. And so it slashes that lead to 8. Got a 1-score football game.
That we do.
So a lengthy drive, but able to convert and at least put 3 points up on the board.
Yeah, both these offenses in the second half have found some solutions to their problems that they had in the first half. For Kent State, it's being more aggressive, getting aerial in your attack. And for Merrimack, it simply is a nice run and pass combination, and also being more aggressive, attacking the middle of the football field. An adjustment for Kent State on defense is simply find coverages that allow you to defend the middle of the football field, because that's exactly where they're attacking.
I gotta tell you, Merrimack keeping their composure and to be able to convert some of those 3rd downs. They've been unable earlier in the game, but last few drives, a lot of it, Aiden Pereira just hanging in there, making plays.
Right, and their confidence is building at this point too, because whenever you're an FCS squad going against an FBS, there may be a room for doubt saying, okay, these guys are D1 athletes. They got recruited, I did not. Where do I stack? Where do I stand? But they're spilling and seeing right now that they can play with Kent State.
You always wonder with a lot of these early season matchups when you have a school going up a level, what's it going to look like? And I think they've got to feel a little more confident with how it feels when they are out there.
Certainly. I would not kick it to this guy, but hey, what do I know?
Wolford again. He's made some big plays in this game. Are we ready yet to call it the Cade Wolford coming out party?
He scores more and more, it will be official. And for Kent State, when you recognize whoever's at the quarterback position that you're in a one-on-one situation, take advantage of it. As we talk about Cade Wolford, you see right here, crossing route, but what's really impressive is the speed, the stutter step, takes it to the house. And then right here, one-on-one situation, you got me with a safety, mismatch all day.
Boy, he left him way in the rear. So 1st and 10. Here's DeShields. Time to throw and delivering. A pristine pass to Sebastian Brown.
And it's interesting because with the Shields, it seems like they're more prone to go vertical in their passing game as opposed to Montes, and that's exactly what you want. A positive play, the first play of the drive, and picking up major yardage.
Sebastian Brown out of that esteemed program up in Michigan, Cass Tech.
Yes, they put out a lot of athletes.
Brown in motion. Shields hands it off. And we've had a total reversal in this game. In the first half, Merrimack did not run one play on Kent State's side. In the second half, it's totally switched.
Right.
Merrimack 18 plays to 0 for Kent State.
And to the credit of Merrimack's defense, they've done a really good job of stopping the run game. It's the passing that's issues for them, in which they have not been able to slow down Kent State. But the run game has been shut down on part of Merrimack's defense.
Warriors sending 5. Picked up, though. And It is a completion. Wait till you see the job done. Number 84, Jose Kimbrough, making sure to keep his quarterback upright.
He definitely kept him clean. I was wondering if they're going to call holding because it was virtually a tackle on his part, but the officials let him play.
So sets up 3rd and 5, 40 seconds to go. Will we see pressure? Harris in motion. DeShields, and not even close to Wolford.
Yeah, they definitely weren't on the same page. Wolford goes short, DeShields goes long. The leveling of that passing play was off, and he probably should have went to his 3rd option because he was wide open.
So stalls out the drive.
Yes. As we say, easier for us from our vantage point to see that as opposed to the quarterback.
And now you know Kent State wants to be careful here. Fair catch at his own 12 by Gary Rosemont Jr. So second half continuing to go in the direction of Merrimack, trying to play up a level and get a road victory. It's a 42-yard punt.
They're certainly in striking distance, and if they're able to manufacture another drive like they just had prior, I said the confidence is certainly gaining on the part of Merrimack.
So there's 19 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Pereira is out there again. Simple handoff. Wyatt taking his time. Falls forward for about 3 yards.
You know, on that one, Wyatt was being too patient. He would have been better served just bouncing to the outside and going for what he knows. Because right there, he tried to allow the blocks to set up, but they just weren't there for him. Really, there was no one in the boundary area to contain him.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter.
So 3 quarters down, 1 to go. This one will be decided in the final 15 minutes of action. It's 14 for Kent State, 6 for Merrimack. Don't go anywhere. The conclusion to MAC football here on ESPN is next. We got a one-score game here at Kent State. We welcome people from all over the country, all over the world on the ESPN app. And Kentucky-Toledo right now, a good one at the half. How about Toledo trying to get an SEC victory for the Mid-American Conference? Handoff inside. Not much going on there.
Good example of how you play team defense. No one overshoots their run responsibility, staying at home, getting penetration at the same time, and that leads to a minimal gain on the part of Merrimack.
Kent State, 285 yards of total offense, 219 for Merrimack, so hanging in there.
Another key third down.
In the third, couple of conversions for Merrimack, 2 for 10 on the day. Pereira rolling right immediately. Throws it on the run, but a little off and incomplete to Jalen McDonald.
And Jalen, you have to catch that, and obviously Pereira wants to put him in a better position with the ball higher off the ground to catch it. And at some point, you want to see a robber situation where you have a defender dropping back on those crossing routes, because you're seeing that all day, those concepts on the part of Merrimack, and that could lead to a big play on the defensive side of the ball for Kent State.
Well, if it holds, it is Merrimack's 6th 3 and out on the day. Could get a return here. Harris backpedaling past the 40. And he's brought down at the 45-yard line. Took a shot by the Warriors defender. Kent State will have the football. There is a penalty. Our head referee today, Chris Lamont.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
Okay, so they will ask them to re-kick it.
This is typically where big plays take place, because the guys that are on that punt cover team, they are tired because they just sprinted down the football field trying to make a play. Now they're asked to do it again, and you don't see those situations simulated in practice.
So that's why we pay you the big bucks, Gerard, because sometimes when I'm on my couch, I'll say, well, why would they make it? Why would they do it again? But you're right. Guys get a little gassed.
Mm-hmm. Now the backfire is if he punts it 70 yards, then you're like, hey, maybe we should have declined it.
He's by the S in the end zone. So quicker footwork to drill that ball. It's a nice punt. Harris at the 40, catches a block, but a flag on the play will negate it, a late hit. I don't think drew a flag, but we do have one on the block.
And again, this is where it gets problematic. You're trying to make a play, you're trying to free your returner.
Officials sorting it out there on the field.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team number 7. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. First down, Kent State.
That would be Angelo Stockstill, and so comes back to haunt them that they didn't take the first punt. After all of that, they will take over the football, I promise, at some point. Up 8 here in the 4th. Could we have one of those wild fourth quarters to remember? Only one way to find out. All right, back at Kent State, some new hires on the staff. How about Mohamed Ibrahim, who starred at Minnesota? In fact, I remember that debut under the lights against Ohio State. He had a massive first half, but unfortunately suffered an injury in the second half of that game. Did get a cup of coffee in the NFL, but one of the all-time Golden Gophers running backs at Minnesota, now the running backs coach here.
Yeah, imparting wisdom to Gavin Garcia and company.
Who better than Ibrahim, who is the all-time leading rusher for the Golden Gophers. 4,668 yards. And they've had some good running backs. Pass is caught, missed tackle, and J.J. Etheridge getting on the board.
And I love this play right here because it's a nice design. It creates a situation where it's an easy read for your quarterback, Montez, to give you a positive play to start the drive. And as we've seen throughout the course of this game, when both these teams on the offensive side have positive plays to start a drive, they end up winding up with some semblance of success.
C.J. Montez back out at QB for Kent State after they get 8 yards on first down. Harris in motion, low snap, handoff up the middle. That was Anthony Jeffrey on the carry.
Right, nice use of clock management, run the football, keep that Merrimack offense off the football field.
Make that Donovan Delaney. So 1st and 10 as they're able to move the chains. They just get it off. Montez brought down. What a terrific job by the Warriors as number 17, Sidney Johnson, wrapping up and making the sack.
And CJ has to do a better job of managing the game. And what I mean by that is you can't let the clock run down, but that forces you to rush, and now your time is off. And as you saw, that led to a what? Loss in yards because, simply put, they weren't prepared to execute the play.
Second and 13. The handoff. Kimbrough spinning out across the 40-yard line. Boy, a couple of Golden Flashes players were still looking to the sideline when that ball was snapped.
Right now they're out of rhythm, and one could say, is this because they're going between two quarterbacks in DeShields and Montez, and that's causing these guys not to have a rhythm? That's totally a possibility, and you run the risk of that when you have two quarterbacks at the helm.
Will it be Cade Wolford time here on 3rd and 11?
Well, they're giving him his respect because they're playing 12 to 15 yards off of him.
Inside handoff. Garcia. And this gets them closer, but still about 2.5 yards away.
Timeout for defensive injury.
All right, right now player down for the Warriors.
Media timeout.
DJ Frazier. So with that, we'll take a pause in the action, and 4th and 3 is what we're looking at. What does Kent State decide to do? Stick with us. Smack Football on ESPN. Here in the fourth quarter, Kent State, a 4th and 3 is what they are facing. And it looks like the punting unit is coming onto the field.
A little action there, pretend like they were going to run a play, but then bring the punting unit on. Okay.
I heard some fans saying, go for it, just go for it. But that wasn't what I was hearing from your mouth.
What'd you say, 714 days?
Since their last victory.
I'm pretty sure they don't want that to be 721.
All right, this is a short punt, angled at the 25, where it is down.
And one could make the argument the coach on the sideline touched it too soon.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering, if he was another man on the coverage unit.
Yeah, how would you rule that one?
So, obviously, here's what's at stake for Kent State. The losing has, obviously been a problem. We were talking about 21 straight games. In fact, they're 1-32 in their last 33 games. Last win over Central Connecticut State. Pereira trying to stay on his feet. Somehow avoiding the tacklers and makes a huge run out of it. How'd he stay on his feet?
Does a great job of navigating on the football field and just understanding, okay, spacing. He has great vision, and he also has elusiveness as well, because right here, that should be a tackle. Now, right there, you can question if that's a hold, but what you like the fact that he has cutbacks and then speed. Very, very good open field runner is one, Aiden Pereira.
Got 28 yards on that scamper. Quick throw out of the backfield. And Wyatt makes a man miss, but only gets a couple of yards.
I see a trick play set up for that play down the future. And what I'm thinking is they're going to throw it out there and then have the receivers keep running back pass.
Haven't seen much in the way of chicanery so far today.
But we're about due. It's all about setting it up. It's all about setting it up.
Under 9:30 to go. Deficit is 8. Pereira puts some steam on that toss. And Seth Schweitzer able to keep those chains moving here on this drive.
Yeah. And again, recognizing the matchups, you have 2-on-2, and Merrimack's 2-on-2 win. Good blocking on the outside. Nice delivery by Pereira to his receiver, who doesn't hesitate but gets what? Right up the football field. It's almost like they're playing isolation basketball, but on the football field, that they're isolating receivers to the DBs and then taking advantage of it. Smart play calling.
Well, then some substitutions as Jaheen Roy, Jamon Mathis entering the field. Pereira going for the touchdown. Has a man in the end zone. Put 6 on the board.
I've said it before, and I'll be happy to say it again. If you do not defend the middle of the football field, I don't care what the level is, be it the first level, the second level, or the third level, you're not going to win football games. You have to defend the middle of the football field. And once again, Merrimack takes advantage of the fact that Kent State fails to do just that. And right there, it was the safety, not the linebacker, getting beat in the situation by letting someone get behind you. You have one job as a free safety, Anthony, and that is to not allow anyone to get behind you.
Schweitzer with the touchdown, and Avion Smith to try to tie things up comes out of the field at quarterback for the Warriors. Can they get 2? He'll throw it wide open in the end zone. Absolutely incredible job. Cade Callahan, the H-back, scores on the fake. Looked like he was going to run it. Instead, the easy toss. And ladies and gentlemen, this football game is tied 14 apiece. Stay with us. Things have changed here in the fourth quarter.
That's right. Steph Schweitzer says, you know what? If you're not going to guard the middle of the football field, I'm going to boogaloo on you. And then right there, my man, Avion Smith gets into the game and scores. Or helps rather score with this pass to the tight end, Cade Callahan for Merrimack.
And what a huge drive. 5 plays, just over 2 minutes, 76 yards. Right down the field to even things up. Some new life breathed into this game. Kent State, their opener with their interim head coach. And now it'll be interesting to see what they have in store after they've absorbed a big-time counterpunch.
Well, they've had the most success offensively, that being Kent State, with Drew DeShields at the helm at quarterback. Not as much success with CJ from a scoring standpoint, but with Drew, they've certainly had their bigger plays and their scoring opportunities.
Well, they've only had 14 plays in the second half. They did have the huge 79-yard touchdown, but outside of that, it has been tough sledding for this offense.
Right, and you really do need to establish a drive here just to keep Merrimack's offense off the football field.
DeShields, that play had no chance.
It had no chance, and you question the play from the standpoint of why run it into the boundary, because that just limits what he can do from a spacing standpoint as well. So that's a wasted play, and that's not a good thing. This puts you now behind on the sticks, and you assume you're going to have to pass the football. And if I'm making that assumption, I'm pretty sure Merrimack is adjusting for it as well.
8:15. Clock continues to run. DeShields, man in his face, delivers late and incomplete.
And they're not going to call that. To the referee's credit, they're not going to bail you out on that play. And just that quick is 3rd and long. And the pacing, slow it down. Gather yourselves. Don't go into frantic mode. And you're kind of sensing and feeling that on the Kent State sideline, while with Merrimack, the confidence is growing minute by minute, play by play.
By the way, you just saw the number, how even is today's game. Both teams run the same amount of plays, and the yardage almost at a dead heat. 3rd and 10. The Shields. Ball is loose. Who has the football? It's Merrimack.
Wow. And I don't see how they won that ball scramble at the pile, but they did, to their credit. And big play, you bring the heat, opportune time to blitz.
Adrian Rufo.
Boom, right here, you gotta have ball, you have to have ball security. And at some point, you have to make sure you recover that football and not allow it to bounce from your grab if you're Kent State. As Matt Pajus loses the football.
I saw Bryce Warwick in on the play, but we have had a dramatic turn of events. So we have yet another flag.
And this is against Merrimack or Kent State?
That was the 17th penalty that we have had so far today.
Now you go from excellent field position to now being backed up again.
So they dock them 15, but the Warriors do have the football.
And all the confidence in the world that they can win this football game.
Yeah, you've had that shift of the momentum if you're a believer in such things. But it does feel right now, just listening to the crowd and looking at the Kent State sidelines, they look a little shell-shocked.
Certainly.
Pereira dumps it off. A 3-yard gain on first down. Jalen McDonald.
And positive play on first down. Nothing wrong with that. You'll take the 3 or 4 yard gain. That's much better than a 3 or 4 yard loss, obviously. And for Merrimack, what you want to do is keep grinding down this clock. Be methodical with your drives, and that's the one thing they've had in their favor as opposed to Kent State, because Kent State's relied on quick scoring plays to score while Merrimack's been more methodical.
Pereira looking for room to run, gets a few more before walking out of bounds.
Yeah, if you keep on averaging 3.5 a carry, that's going to eventually give you a first down.
They gave him 3 officially. 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter. On third down,
and
Merrimack, 2 of 11.
Misdirection here or some form or fashion. Someone needs to be identified as, hey, I'm going to make sure that I follow Pereira wherever he goes.
All sorts of movement. And Kent State signaling that this one is on the Warriors. I saw Thomas Aiden pointing first.
Ball start, offense, number 76.
Yep.
And they call it.
Third down.
Steve Lizama, the left tackle.
Keep your composure. And Anthony, going back to the point I was making previously, Pereira's had so much success running the football. At this point, you may want to take a defensive player and say, you know what, you're designated to follow him wherever he goes and not allowing him to break free on the football field.
3rd and 10, getting noisy here at Kent. The drop back turns into a run and tackled before the sticks. Jelani Davis putting an end to the run. What do you do if you're Merrimack?
Looks like they're going for it.
Game is tied. Got to get to the 24-yard line. You need 4. And we're at the 10-second mark on the play clock. Taking their time. Pereira will go out of the gun, and they will go for it. Will he get it off in time? And it looks like they just tried to draw him off sides, and Merrimack will use one of their 3 timeouts.
Certainly. Got him to burn. Why not?
No, Kent State not fooled at all.
Timeout. Merrimack, their first of the half. 30-second timeout.
I guess you figure tied game. Not a terrible time to see if you can get him to jump, and if not, there goes one of your 3 timeouts.
Exactly. Let's see who's disciplined and who's not. But for Merrimack right now, it's really simple in my mind. Do whatever you can to make sure the ball stays in Aiden Pereira's hands because he has been sensational. And if you're Kent State, you're thinking, 1, we need to apply some pressure on him, and we also need to designate a body to him and not allow him to break out of the pocket to the second and third level because he's been extremely dangerous in the second half doing just that.
Well, here we go.
And we're going for a field goal here. Huh?
This is a long one. 52, make that 45 yards. The attempt. Carlton tie, trying to end the tie. Nice and centered. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and we have a new leader. Merrimack goes up 3.
Great execution, great kick, and now, if you are Merrimack, what you're saying to yourself on the sideline is, guys, 3 and out. 3 and out. Let's get 3 and out. Let's put the ball back in our offense's hands because Kent State has not seemed to have a solution to slowing them down.
Oh, the pendulum has swung here at Dix Stadium. These fans who have seen so much losing,
yes,
have been through the roller coaster of emotions.
And this is where the players for Kent State need to dig in. This is where all that off-season training, this is where training camp comes into play as far as your toughness and your mental fortitude, and that you have to block out the past because I'm certain right now they remind themselves that they've been here before and they've come up short. But this is where you have to deny those thoughts. This is where you have a chance to step up and break the cycle, if you will, of losing. And it'll take place with this kickoff.
And 5:40 to go. That turnover results in 3 points. Harris brings it out. And he has a burst. Huge return. Still on his feet. To the house. Touchdown. DeRealis Clark.
Shows you what, that he is the realest. What an excellent return on the part of DeRealis Clark. He had 3 situations in which you thought he was going to go down, but he stays on his feet and takes it to the house.
Where did that come from?
That came from the 2-yard line, backed up deep, and still managed to get the job done. Excellent return on the part of Kent State.
Well, at one of his former stops, he was an All-American punt returner in Division III. This time, the kick return has just given Kent State the lead, 21-17.
So right here your question, okay, do you take this out? He says, I'm taking it out. The vision is excellent. Boom, makes one guy miss. Outruns another, breaks a tackle. And then from that point on, the kicker is not going to catch him. DeRealis, that was real.
Well, he's on the all-name team for college football in 2025. I first heard about him on a TikTok about 2 months ago, and
defense number 6. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
15-yarder.
The point at the touchdown is good.
On the 100-yard officially is what it is called. Kickoff return for a touchdown.
And technically 102. If not 103. He was 3 yards in the back of the end zone.
I'd give him it.
He's wearing 46 for Kent State.
we have a situation where Cade Wolford puts on 46 in order to cover kicks. Because you have two guys that wear the number 21, one on defense and one on offense. If you're wondering what's going on.
I was hoping you'd explain that to me.
And you have Joel Cordoba, defensive back, who wears number 21. And then you have Cade Wolford, wide receiver, who wears number 21. But when they're on the field at the same time, Cade dons number 46.
That's one of those unique situations where, of course, you can just kick the ball out of the end zone.
Right.
But you could also get creative and bury Merrimack's offense deep inside.
That you can. You can do a nice pooch, hanging in the air, and see if you can have a tackle inside the 20. That always helps the cause.
Well, this game has gone bonkers here in the fourth quarter. Merrimack took the lead, came from behind. Kent State answers with the humongous kickoff return for a touchdown, and now Merrimack with 5:28 will have the football down 4.
And if you're Merrimack, you're not panicking in this situation, because unlike Kent State on the offensive side of the ball, what have you been able to do all day? You've been able to methodically drive down the football field and let your offense execute, while Kent State has relied on what? Big plays in order to score. So Merrimack's in a great position, I'm thinking, because they've had success moving the football up and down the football field via offensively.
How's this for a stat? Kent State has not run a play in Merrimack's territory in the second half, but they've scored 14 points.
Exactly, and that's due to big plays.
So at their own 25, Aiden bottled up early. He gets rid of it late. Dangerous and nearly picked off.
And this is where Aiden needs to keep his calm and he's remain cool and collected. Because right here, you don't throw this football. You're under too much duress. Just simply take the sack. Do not throw it in harm's way. And very fortunate not to have an INT right there.
Oh, Mason Woods was salivating.
Yeah, but once again, Mason Maddox was in the way.
We got 5 receivers for the Warriors. Here comes the blitz. And it's complete. And a nice throw and catch, first down. Wyatt on the far sidelines.
Okay, and from the defensive back standpoint, yeah, I understand you're anticipating you want to jump it because you know the blitz is coming. But you have to make sure you get that tackle secured first and not go for the gamble and big play. Sometimes it's wise just to play smart defense as opposed to taking chances.
So even though they moved the chains, that clock continued to run. We're now under 5 minutes here in the fourth. And while they have to allow for substitutions, the officials will finally back away. Used a lot of clock there.
Yeah.
Up the middle, Pereira. Kent State will take that all day.
Right, and a better job on the part of Kent State of not letting Pereira get into the second and third level of the defense. That has certainly been a problem throughout the course of the day.
Well, they're certainly taking their time. I know they're only down 4, and they still have 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, at the same time, you don't want them to rush. I get what far as activity, but sometimes it's best to just take your time with it and not rush.
Kent State sends 4. Ball's caught, but immediately Jalen McDonald goes down. And so that clock will continue to tick on a 3-yard gain.
Kent State doing a better job of making Merrimack earn these yards as opposed to giving up the big chunk plays.
Merrimack going through their substitutions. And we are under 3.5 minutes. 3rd and 3. Inside handoff. And it'll be enough for a first down. Brendan Wyatt composed on that conversion.
Nice play design. Sell that you're going to the right side of football field. And then Brendan Wyatt, nice job of cutting it back, going against the flow of the defense for the first down.
Boy, they look relaxed.
Yeah, it should be.
On this
They've
drive.
had success throughout the course of the day. No need to panic.
You think at some point now they could take a shot? Pereira sprinting out to the right, down the field, and it's tipped and incomplete as Jair Rollison got his mitts up on that football, stopping the clock.
And Pereira's rolling out, and very fortunate again that this ball was not picked off.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. That does stop the clock. As I said, Warriors with 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. So they'll have ample opportunities to stop that clock. They'll look to throw. Screen. It's hauled in. Do they have the numbers? Oh, the big man was brought down. Cade Callahan.
An excellent play call again, catching Kent State off guard, not anticipating a tight end screen in this situation. And once again, the chains are being moved on the part of Merrimack.
And Callahan did have to limp off. Will they get a play off before the 2-minute timeout? They are taking their time. That play, 13 yards to move the sticks. 2:05, they do get it off. Pereira loses his footing and he's brought down. Big time sack for the Flashes. Thomas Aiden will get the credit. The footing had something to do with it as well. We have 2 minutes to go here at Kent State with the Flashes clinging to a 4-point lead. Could be a wild finish here at Kent State. Don't go anywhere. It's MAC football on ESPN. Welcome back to the final 2 minutes Dix Stadium. Let's take a look at next Saturday's action across the MAC landscape. Cannot wait for West Virginia and Ohio University. That is a biggie. Rich Rod back at West Virginia.
He's got 10 personnel on the football field right now for Merrimack, clearing everything out. Expect a run.
They send 4. Pereira airmails his target. Nowhere close to Cooper Lehman.
They were not on the same page. Aiden was thinking it was going to be a seam route, and he certainly did not get that from his receiver.
So 3rd and 15, crowd on their feet. Kent State trying to do something they haven't done in 714 days. And if they make a stop here on 3rd and 15, it'll go a long way. They are making some noise. Pereira breaking down, launching that ball deep into the end zone, incomplete. He took a shot as well.
And on the sideline for Merrimack, they're begging the officials to throw a pass interference play because there was an entanglement between Cooper Lehman and one of the Kent State defenders.
And here's the hit back there in the pocket. He knew it was coming. And he got taken down, really.
And right here, Anthony, it is pivotal that your 4-man pressure gets to the quarterback right here. It's on these guys to shut this game down.
And we'll get a timeout because of it. Warriors really want to.
30-second timeout.
And that timeout, I wouldn't call it. And this is the reason why. The defense is always more tired than the offense. So if you get a pass rush that's not swapping out, those guys may not apply as much pressure. Now what do they get a chance to do? They get a chance to catch a break, get their breath back, and come with more force and energy because, simply put, you bailed them out. So keep that up tempo going. That hurts the defense more than the offense. So don't be surprised if you're able to get to the quarterback now with 4-man pressure because of the fact that you gave him a break.
Hey, you line up your personnel as well. Meanwhile, Merrimack, they still looking for that first FBS win in program history. We have had a couple of games that were hanging in the balance in the second half. This one hanging in the balance late in the 4th quarter. So 4th and 15 after the timeout. Merrimack still has 1 left.
Flooding one side of the football field to isolate the left side. So again,
this will be the 11th play of the drive when they eventually
Kent State, their first of the half.
Run one.
30-second timeout.
Been a busy day out of our head referee, Chris Lamonge.
and right now if I'm a defensive coach / coordinator or defensive player, I'm saying watch out for the isolation plays. If they're going to load trips to one side, look for them to do something on the backside. And also remember, contain pass rush. Do not allow Aiden Pereira to get outside of you because he can easily pick up 15 to 20 yards on his own.
They've been able to get there with 4. You find any reason to believe they might send more?
I wouldn't send more. I would just tell these guys, make sure in the process of getting up the football field that you keep him inside, him being Aiden Pereira.
Got to get to the 26-yard line. 4th and 15. Can Kent State get that elusive victory? Pereira collects, throws, almost picked off, and it's incomplete.
And again, receiver and quarterback not on the same page. Pereira's throwing one direction, receiver's running another one. That is so frustrating.
And then Tevin Tucker almost picked it off. Either way, Merrimack with just one timeout. So unless something really crazy happens, which you can never count out when it comes to Mid-American Conference football, or over the last few years, Kent State, we could be looking at an actual victory.
Right, and if I'm Kent State, Anthony, Gavin Garcia left, Gavin Garcia right, Gavin Garcia up the middle. I'm not taking any chances.
Still running from the gun. Low snap. That's some nice running room on first down by Gavin Garcia.
And Gavin does a good job of seeing that the right side of the defense, of the offensive line rather, was collapsed. So let me take it backside where no one's at because everyone shifted down trying to prevent the run to the right.
7 yards. They get one more. This game is over.
Merrimack, their final timeout of the half. Clock operator, please put the clock to 1:34. 1:34. Thank you.
All right, you heard him, 1:34. This has been a topsy-turvy game. Interesting second half that kind of threw everything into flux. But when you get a special team score,
Dorillis,
the way they did from Dorillis Clark, that is quite literally a game changer.
Yes, it is.
Second and 3, they'll stay in the gun. Garcia takes it, has to hold on to that football. They're trying to rip it out. Looks like that side official marked it just shy.
Just shy.
But that clock will continue to run, and we will be under a minute the next time they snap the football.
And right here, I like the idea of just simply going under center and doing a quarterback sneak myself.
Well, they'll still do it from the gun, so you need a good snap. 56 and ticking on the clock. Harrison motion. 3 on the play clock. Actually snapped it early. And that should do it. First down, Kent State. And Gerard, history here at Dick Stadium, because not since September 16th, 2023, the Flashes will get one in the win column.
Yeah, it has been a while to say the least, but Merrimack, hold your heads up high because you played one heck of a football game and you almost pulled this one out.
Victory for Mark Carney, the Northeast Ohio kid, and St. Ed's alum gets it done. 21-17, and there's the Gatorade bath. Well, good for him. He got the interim job during a very turbulent offseason. And for him, it was assembling a staff in short order.
Yes.
It was making a pitch to not only your recruits, but also the guys on the team. Stay. We can do this together. We can build it. And one game in, one victory down.
Right. The building blocks are certainly in place for this program, in that you got to win. It was a tough fought football game, but you found a way to keep your composure. You found a way to make the plays necessary to get the job done, and you can certainly build off of this. And for Kent State, say we have finally done it. We can walk around campus with our Letterman jackets on. We can walk around town with some semblance of pride that we're no longer winless.
Boy, a sight for sore eyes. The Flashes getting a chance to run through the tunnel of their fans, their community, all the kids and the Carney family that assembled, and they are in the end zone ready to celebrate and sing that alma mater for a hard-earned come-from-behind victory over Merrimack. Final thoughts, Gerard?
Final thoughts are, Merrimack, you fought a heck of a football game. Ultimately, though, pre-snap, post-snap penalties did not help your cause. And for Kent State, you found a way to weather the storm to get the job done to win the football game.
Cade Wolford, Dorillis Clark, and how fitting for the head coach who hailed from Fordham, C.J. Montes. So the first win since they defeated Central Connecticut State back in September of 2023. Just an incredible, gutsy victory, and Kent State pulls it out. So, for Gerard Cherry, I'm Anthony Lima. We thank John Nelson on stats, Mike Bacon directing, Adam Meyer the producer. Final score 21-17. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
Bingo.
During the first 2 seasons of Eli's Places, I had the chance to visit some of the greatest places and names in college football history.
Are you talking about going into the swamp? Because only gators get out alive.
You know what you're doing?
Yeah, just fix it. Oh, but Larry.
Roll Tide, baby. Here we go.
Think fast, run fast. Think fast, run fast. I wanted to up my game this time around, so I headed to Auburn, Alabama, right in the heart of SEC country, to kick off Season 3 with a bang. Make that a roll and attempt something I've never done before. Set a world record.
Wow. Oh, this isn't all for me.
Yeah, sure. Need any Pepto?
No, just the toilet paper's fine. Actually, better safe than sorry.
I'm Eli Manning, and I love college football.
Manning, touchdown!
So I'm going back to school to show you why college football is king.
We're going to set a world record today.
Auburn University boasts 2 national championships, one in 1957 and the other in 2010.
The Auburn Tigers are on top of the college football world.
It's home to college football icons like Bo Jackson and Cam Newton.
Newton on the loose, doing his thing.
It's here at Toomer's Corner, where the masses gather to celebrate each victory